views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Stay in your lane. What we said? Stay in your lane. What we said? Stay in your lane. What we said? Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, 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 set, go. Hello. Oh my God. Welcome to the Stay in Your Lane podcast. I'm your host, Samanta Harmond, aka Chinchilla. How are you guys? No, not that one. How are you guys doing? It's been a minute, as you guys already know. I'm the president of the podcast club, and we're here today to discuss a very important session that took place last week. Oh my God. Well, it's been a minute since I've not been on here. It's been a minute since you guys have not heard my voice. It's been a minute since I haven't asked y'all, how is y'all doing? How are y'all staying in y'all lane? Have you been focused? It's March. It's literally March. Can you believe it? It's March already. It's March the 18th. We only have like 2 weeks remaining in March. Oh my God. Like, what? Wow. So before I get right into it, I just want to hope you guys go check out my latest episode. It's called Broken Open featuring Jerry. I had a guest on the podcast where he shared his story about coming into college, about meeting a car accident, how he overcome his, the obstacles that has tried to push him back. You understand? And how he become the man that he is today. It's an amazing episode. You can definitely learn a lot. You can definitely take a lot in maybe applying it to your life. Maybe if you're going through something, maybe you're on the other side. It's a great inspiration of motivation to help anyone to push through and make you understand that through darkness, there is always light. And as long as you continue to push through. So that episode, you can always find it on YouTube at SLAOESSEX and also on Spotify at Student Life of Activity, that's SLAOESSEX. And you will always, can keep up to all the latest episodes. So just a plugged in. Whenever you guys go to the YouTube, because there's a lot of different other podcasts here, the school, there's always playlists. So you can go to the playlist section and you will see the Stay in Your Lane podcast. And you can always go through all my latest episodes from season 1, where I have a lot of episodes. And season 2, we start off slowly, but don't worry, slowly but surely. And we are getting there one step at a time. This Friday, I will be having a returning guest. And I'm looking to get more new guests. So, it's in the work. But, oh my God, guys, last week I come on today to let y'all know that whatever your dream is, continue to chase it. Whatever you're fearful for or fearful of, just go and do it. And all you got to do is just try. You understand? Just do it. Do not wait for the perfect time for anything. So if for any of my kings and queens that is out there and you're thinking about maybe taking on an opportunity, or you're thinking about starting a new career, a new lane, you understand? We staying in our lane. You understand? But, sometimes you may want to go into a different lane to see if you're more better in that lane. But it all depends on how you don't swerve from left to right and being in somebody else's lane, right? And trying to be in somebody else's business. As long as you're focusing on your path and what you have to do within that self. Because we already know that the journey within itself is not a straight lane. It's not a straight road. You're going to have curves. You're going to maybe hit a dead end and you got to turn back around. just to get to your destination. So just focus and remember, stay in your lane, meaning whatever that means to you, right? Whatever is passion to your heart, passion to your path, passion to your destination in your life, and not somebody else of that. All right. So I hope you guys get that. But yes, I came on today. It's not going to be a long episode. It's just to give y'all guys this milestone that I just crossed, and I'm feeling so proud of myself. So this episode is calling, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's I am proud of you. I think I'm going to call it that. Yes, I am proud of you. Yes, Samantha, I am proud of you. So I have to let you guys know, I know my last episode, I told you guys, let's dive into it. Hopefully I have a little structure today. Oh, Lord. So last time on my last personal episode, I let you guys know that it's March. We all know it's March and it's Women Month. Yes. And for the month of March here at Essex County College, they've been doing different seminars every other day, where they have different guest speaker comes in, talk to the students, share things, history months, and different thing about, women rules, let you know your rights, let you know about, other women in history. And I so happened to get a slot for the month. I so happened to get a date. So my date was it was March the 12th. And it was called Women Rules, Forum of Motivation. Start unknown, finish unforgettable. With my picture actually on it. So it has start unknown, finish unforgettable. And yes, that's me. And it's so funny because I remember when I started this college, right? I came over to the student and activity, and I spoke with the coordinator, Mr. Ha. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it so much. And I hope you and your family is doing amazing. Blessings and love. And thank you for being the amazing coordinator that you are and helping students wanting to, do something that they're passionate about. I really like that, where it can take off the stress of the academic year or the semester of that. So I really appreciate you doing that for the different students. That's as a side note. I just wanted to put that out there. Guys, I hope I'm not talking too low, but I'm trying to talk a little slow. But I remember back in January, I was informed. So I was the vice president of the business club last semester, and I was supposed to, the president within itself stepped down because she had to focus on her last year. And I was thinking about, I was playing the role of the president at that time, and I was thinking about, taking on the presidency for the new semester, even though I have so many classes on my belt. But I was, doing that role, and I remember trying to get things organized with the advisor of the club and finding out, okay, when are we going to kick off the new segment for the new semester, when it's going to be a new club date. I've been trying to get a meeting and trying to prepare things and trying to organize a new executive board and everything. And it so happened that I was hit with a bombshell that there was a new president, and there was a new executive team and everything right behind my back. I was hit with that in the group chat, and it kind of made me felt like a bit of disrespect, because I'm very respectful, you understand, and at the end of the day, this is a college and we all come here to get a degree. But I'm a person where I want to, I start this podcast to help with myself and putting myself out there, try to motivate others, try to inspire others with my story, try to help other students, creating a platform where other students can come on and have a safe space of talking about their journey, you understand, and feeling comfortable and giving them some advice, because I do believe that a lot of students out there and individual out there do have a story and they do have a message, and sometimes are scared of sharing that because they may feel that judgmental, other people may judge them. So I wanted to create a safe space because that was my journey. You understand? Feeling judged in certain way when I've opened up to, friends that I really love and trust, and they hurt me so much. And it took me a while before I even feel like I could have a next friendship, like letting someone in my safe space of that. So coming to college here and really finding that niche and really finding that platform and creating my own platform with this podcast, which kind of took me a minute. And it kind of took me a minute to even share it with me, even my family, the few friends I have. And even the biggest one was sharing it on social media, to where I even have a whole page right now on social media. It's called the Stay in Your Lane podcast page. Love for you guys to go over there and follow it. It's stay_in_your_lane_podcast. And it took me a minute to get there, but I have to get that comfortability and know that, am I putting the power in these people's hand, or do I have my story? And in order to reach others, there are 800 billion people in the world. Everybody may not be your cup of tea. You may not be everyone's cup of tea, but there is going to be someone that's going to be inspired by what you're doing and want to participate in that, right? And at that time, go back to the story. You see, I kind of drift off, but it all aligns, right? So I felt a bit, disrespected. Like, where was the respect in letting me know there's going to be a new president, and, because there's new rules that came out that you can't be president for more than one club. You have to be you have to be president of one club. You can't be in both committee. So it's like, where was the heads up? So I was kind of going in a little frame of how am I gonna actually approach this in a professional way, not in an emotional way. At first, I was very emotional about it, where I had to seek advice from the counselor here, Miss Cassandra Johnson, and also a good professor that I always go to for advice since they want to come to this campus. And they both give me different approach, of course. But the last one, I listened. I was gonna send a long message in the group chat, and I was like, no, let me not do that, because that's an emotional reaction. I had to take a step back, and I had to realize that my power that I have within myself, and I have to look at the bigger picture and thinking, Samantha, maybe this is for a reason. You're taking on 6 classes in school, work, other things that you're dealing with. Pageant is coming up, because I'm a finalist in the Miss New Jersey pageant that's happening next month, April the 4th to the 6th. If you guys want to support me, let me know. There's tickets for sale that you can come to the show. But I was thinking, maybe God has a different plan. This is bigger. And so said, so done. I ended up, face to face talking with the advisor and expressed how I felt instead of sending that message in the group chat. I took a professional route rather than an emotional one. And looking back at it now, a month or a few weeks later, I could say I am proud of me. I am proud that I did not let my emotion control me in actually stepping out of bounds, stepping out of my lane, and going in that angry lane of feeling like I was disrespected, or was I not good enough? And I have to understand, no, it's none of that. You understand, you are amazing. You're doing great. And there is a bigger, better platform and bigger, better things with a bigger, better message for you to put out there that I have in store for you. And that was God in the background setting up something. And it so happened that, guys, I'm just telling you the story leading up to this. And it so happened that, it was like the same week in the following, I got an email from Mr. Hart, and he asked me, he said, Women Month is coming up in April, and would you want to speak at a motivational forum? And I was like, wait, what? I was like, yes, of course. He's like, there's going to be a slot where you're going to be the one, on stage. You have your podcast. You give a lot of great advice. You're going to be the one, to talk about, like give him some motivational insight, to the student who's going to attend and stuff. And I was like, wow. And then he said, I need a photo of you. And I was like, a photo? So this is going to be like a big thing. A big thing's a gone. I was like, wow. So I remember like the next week I ended up taking a photo, and he ended up taking the photos of me, dressed real nice and coming to school, did a little mini photo shoots. And it was like, I was wondering what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. And a month later, like at the end of February, I received the flyer. I saw the flyers printed with this amazing, I wish you guys could see it, with this amazing picture that says Women Rule. Forum for Motivation. It was Wednesday, March the 12th at 1 p.m. in the Seeger Hall. And the title is Start Unknown, Finish Unforgettable with Samanta Harmond. Like, guys, I have never felt so much joy. I have never had this where my face, my name is on a poster where I am giving a motivational speech to a student to a forum, like with different students in a hall, like in a theater. I was overwhelmed with joy, and I was like overwhelmed, like, Samantha, what are you gonna do? But let me tell you guys, to be honest with you, I thought it was I was just in the lineup. I thought it was gonna be other people on the panel because it's a form of motivation. But you wanna know something else? On the posters, I did not tell Mr. Hart, my coordinator, I did not tell him to put the title Start Unknown, Finish Unforgettable. I just told him, yes, I would do it. And that's something that I always use from day one when I came in here. And the first time I spoke, I sat down and I talked with him and I let him know, how I reached at college and everything, and my story and everything. And he once looked at me and he said, do you think sometime that, you weren't meant to really be like in the modeling field? You were meant to be like a coach, like a motivational coach or a motivational speaker, because the way you talk and your insight and you're so organic. You just talk from the heart. It's very inspiring. And to see that a year later, he, the same one, granted me this opportunity to speak at a Women Rule forum. And fast forward to the day of the forum, the day I was told it was just me. Because I look at the poster and it's just me on the poster. There is no one else on the poster. And I asked, I was like, is it just going to be me doing this? And they said, yes, you're the one. You know what to do. Oh my God, guys. Can I tell y'all? I went home the night before, Tuesday night, and I prayed. And I asked God, what am I going to talk about? The title is Start Unknown, Finish Unforgettable. For anyone out there that's listening to this, if you do not know where that quote is from, it's from Mitzi Copeland. She's a ballerina. She started at the age of 13. And she was told that she can't do it because as a ballerina, you have to start from a baby. She was told that she was too muscular. She's not fit enough. She don't have the techniques. It's gonna take her a long time. She's not qualified. And through that resilience and persistence, she trained herself. Yes. And she became the first Black American principal at the academy. She won the title in 2015. She's a principal in New York at a ballerina school. Look at God, look at that. And that's where I got that title from. And it's so funny because I came across this quote, Start Unknown, Finish Unforgettable, in 2022 when I was going through something. And I found it, and it's been in my bio on my socials for a long time. And I did not know she was the one that did it until I Googled it. And then that's when she came up. And then I read her story. Tuesday night is when I really dive in and read her story, because I just knew the surface. And to see that it was so inspiring, guys. You know what I did? I went and I prayed. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about at this motivational forum tomorrow. It's only me. It's my first time hosting a event. I'm being a motivational speaker at that. And it's just me. There is no one else. There is no one else. It is just me. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? And I went and I did my research, and I tailored my speech around start unknown, finish unforgettable. And I made it where it was interactive. I made it in different segments, my intro. And from my intro, what I'm going to talk about, my experience. And from my experience, I'm going to give a motivational insight. And from my motivational insight, I'm going to give tips. And then also have others interact by asking them questions also. And I came in Wednesday, and I was prepared for that speech. Certain things came, obstacles. There was a little bump in the road. There was definitely a little bump in the road leading up to the time of the seminar. And this is in school. A lot of kids, they have classes and stuff. I was wondering, is there anyone that's going to show up? Is there anyone that's going to show up? Because it wasn't 100%, everything wasn't 100% organized, and it was just me. Mr. Hut was not here who arranged it with me. So I was just kind of scared. I had Mrs. Johnson here and Mr. Graham, and they both helped me. I ended up had to change all. We went to a different theater. And guys, I had 8 ladies, a pair and 1 gentleman. 8, I think 7, 8, and then 1 left, so it was 7, and then 1 guy was there. And I stand on that stage, and the nerves in the beginning was there, because I'd only prepared my speech, and I printed out on a piece of paper to have it, right? I didn't make any power slide or anything, because in the first theater that I was going to be at, there was nothing for do a power slide. But the second theater, there's a whole thing if you want to do a power slide. So in that last moment, I had to do plan B. I had to make a quick PowerPoint. I searched for, I titled it Start Unknown, Women's Rules, Start Unknown, Finish Unforgettable. I put Mrs. Copeland's name in it. I put a picture of her, and I start my speech around all of that. And guys, what I tell you, when it comes to anything that you want to do, I lay my vulnerability on that stage, and I be my own authentic self, and I let them know, listen, this is my first time speaking to a live audience, being a motivational speaker at that, giving advice. It's Women Rules, it's Women Month. There has been so many different seminars. There have been so many amazing different women that gives you a rundown of all these amazing women in America, History Month and everything. But you know what? I don't have it all, but I'm going to speak from my truth, because my story is something that can inspire others too. And I'm a woman, and I go through things. And what more better than making it interactive, where the women that attend can share their story too and motivate others to want to speak to. And I got on that stage, and that's what I did. I spoke. All the words was from my heart, and I let them know, listen, I didn't know. I did not see myself on this stage today. But you want to know what? I took a leap of faith, and what I did is I just do it. I'm doing it unknown, and I'm doing it one breath at a time, one step at a time. And here I am speaking with you guys, and it's getting you guys to even open up. Letting me know what you faced. You understand how you felt. You understand? And it was so inspiring. I'm telling you, and I'm talking now and I'm so passionate and just feeling like I am proud of you, Samantha. I am proud of myself. And it's a small step, but it's a big thing. You understand? And I may not had a big crowd of women there or men, but I had 8 people who showed up to listen to me, to listen to what I have to say. And at the end of that speech, each of them told me how amazing I was. At the end of that speech, each of them told me thank you. At the end of that speech, each of them told me like, wow, you did a great job for it to be your first time. Because it's not easy being a motivational speaker. It's not. But what's easy is being your authentic self. You understand? Carving a lane and staying in it. You understand? Staying in your patch. Don't try to overstep. Don't try to be somebody else. And most importantly, don't try to compare yourself to somebody else. So my message today is whatever you want to do in life, you understand, just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it together. Just start it. Starting is the hardest part of it. I'm telling you. And I'm going to take that day last Wednesday. And I know there's going to be bigger role for me. I know there are going to be bigger things. You want to know what's funny? When I came back over to the student dasher, I had the coordinator, Mr. Graham and Mr. Johnson, the head of the student life and activity. They both said, you did amazing. They said, we're going to organize a next one for you to speak where it's going to be promoted more so we can have more student in. They were like, you were interactive. You made it so interactive and everyone was just listening to you and they participate. And that within itself is important. You understand? That within itself is brave because not everyone has that. You understand? Some people would have choked up. Some people would maybe not know what to talk about. I'm not one that read 1,000 books. I haven't read 1,000 books of motivation from different people. No. But I'm using my story as a channel for more. And this reminds me of my first motivational speaker that I actually was hooked on, E.T. If you guys go to YouTube and type in E.T., you will see him. He was dropped out of school. I remember back in 2018, I used to listen to this when I fumbled on him. I used to listen to this man like every day when I was going through a hard time at work. When I was a store manager and they were stressing me out so much and I was like, I need change. I need to find a purpose with my life. I need to do something. He opened up my mind so much. And there is one thing that I remember. Like there is this one thing that I remember where he said that he went to speak and he said that there was this 2 gentlemen and I guess the other guy, he told him he want, like, I think he asked him like how he achieved certain things, right? And how can he achieve certain things and get a different level? The gentleman said to him to meet him at 3 a.m. And the guy was wondering, why do I need to meet you at 3 a.m. at the speech? I think it was 3 or 5 a.m. at the beach, but this is one of his famous speech. Meet him at 3 or 5 a.m. at the beach. You understand? And it comes to the time when they went to the beach, and the guy, they went in the water, right? And when he went into water, he told him like to dive in. I hope I'm getting this speech right, but it's in these lines. I'm trying to create the story of what it's about. You understand? And he told him to get into the water and dip into the water for maybe like 5 seconds or something like that. And come back up. And he said to him, when the guy came back up, he said to him, when you were in that water, I feel like I'm not saying it right, but the message, I think you guys will understand the message. And it's so funny because when I finish this, I'm about to go back on YouTube to just search for that speech. So my next show, I will give it to you guys in a proper way. Or do your homework. Go search in E.T. motivational speaker. He said, when you're in that water, what did you want to do? Was it the water? Or I think if it wasn't water, it was an asthma he uses as the message that he was trying to create. If it wasn't in the water, it was like a person having asthma. But I think I'm gonna just stick with in the water. He said, when you were in that water, what did the most thing that you wanted to do? When you're in a water and you feel like you're drowning, what do you want to do? You want to breathe, right? I think it relates to when you have asthma or you get an asthma attack. What do you want to do? You want to breathe, right? You just want to get the pump so you can get the inhaler so you can get some fresh air so you can breathe. That's going to keep you alive. And the message behind it said, when you reach the point of you wanting success as much as you want to breathe, that's when you're going to do the things that you need to do. You understand? In order to be successful, you got to have it as much as you want to breathe. You understand? So you can't be lazy. You can't procrastinate. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You can't be like, I'm not ready. No, you have to want it as much as you want to breathe. You understand? You have to try. When a person that has asthma, what they want to do, breathe. When you're in the water, you feel like you're drowning. What you want to do, breathe. You're fighting to breathe. You're fighting to live. And that's what success is, and staying in your lane and figuring out your path or doing the things that you want to do or creating a new lane too, whatever that means to you. You understand? So go out there and try. Like, this really touched my heart. Like, it's a small thing. I may not be on a big stage. I may not be on social media, like on this platform but I did a milestone. I did something that I'm proud of myself for. And that's being a motivational speaker, where I could say I have delivered a message that I've touched 8 women and 1 man. And I got, you are amazing. You did great. Like, wow, it's your first time. And some a few of those ladies, I'm trying to get them to come on the podcast. You understand? Who to tell? That's how you plant seeds. You understand? So plant little seed and just watch it grow. You understand? Continue watering it and just watch it grow. So I know this little story time of giving you guys some insight and letting you know that be proud of you. Be proud of the little step. Whatever you want to do and achieve, if you have did something that you never even expect or even imagine yourself, but it's something that you wanted to do a long time, be proud. And this is what this episode is called. I am proud of you. You understand? Go out there. Just start. I recently started my personal YouTube. And it took me a minute before I started it because I was so stuck on what I'm going to call this YouTube. Am I going to call it my real name, Samantha? Or am I going to call it my alias that I gave myself? You know, it's on all of my social, Chinchilla. And one day I just be like, it's Chinchilla Unfiltered. And that's it. From there, I'm going to work my way. I may change it to Samantha, or I may keep it at It's Chinchilla. But you're going to know that's me. You understand? And I'm just starting. So these days, I'm getting in the mindset of, listen, Samantha, you don't got to be perfect. Just start what you got to start. One step at a time. Just do it. Because that feeling and feeling proud of yourself, that feeling and feeling like you achieved something where it makes you happy, that's amazing. And that's without validation, to be honest with you. That's without waiting somebody to validate you. Because I'll be honest with you guys, if none of those ladies had told me that, you know, it was okay, I like what you did. If none of them had told me like I wasn't amazing, I would have still feel proud of myself, because that was a big step. And that's me starting. And you don't have to be perfect. But mistakes is what makes you better, because you will see what you need to work on. And that's so life, and that's something that I have to keep on reminding myself. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect for the world. I don't have to be perfect for no one. As long as I'm perfect in God's eyes, and as long as I'm doing what suits my soul, and I know that these little seed that I'm planting, it's going to be fruitful. It's going to bloom, because it's going to make me better in the long run. Focus on you. Be proud of you. Stay in your lane And I really appreciate you guys listening to me today. This episode was long overdue. I'm happy I was able to come on here, share my story with you guys of this experience last week as the host of the Women Rule Forum. I hope for it to, I know I'm going to be here next year again because I will be graduating next year. But I hope to continue to doing motivational speech. I hope to get a next opportunity to speak again and, just continue growing and flowing and flourishing. And I want to say you can do it too. All my kings and queens out there, you can do it too. Just go out there and do it. So thank you, guys. Stay. Elaine. What we said, stay. Elaine. What we said, ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, go. Oh, wow. There it is. So again, my name is Samanta. Thank you for actually listening to my podcast. Thank you for listening to me. If you want to be a guest on my podcast, don't be a stranger. If you're in Essex County College, you can always come over here to the Student Dasher and ask anyone for the Stay in Your Lane podcast. They will give you my information, and you can always shoot me a message and we can set up a date and a time that works best for both of us. And you can come on here and you share your story, because your story is your glory. You have a voice. You never know how far you may reach, and you're in a safe place. No judgment at all. As what my Lord God said, seek the kingdom, and all that we wish for will be granted to us. Remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are you. Do not compare yourself to no one. Continue to chase your dream one step at a time. It's better than no step at all. I love you.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.